Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to test which multimeter fuses have blown, which haven't, and how to change the fuses on the ones that have blown. What you're going to need is this box found in the back of the lab, this screwdriver set found in prep lab, and then 3 banana wires, 2 kilo ohm resistor, and 2 alligator clips. First thing you're gonna do is take out the multimeters and this little box. In this box, you'll find the fuses to replace the broken ones and the multimeter screws if you end up unscrewing one of the multimeters. I'm going to set these aside for now and we'll come back to it later. Now what you're going to do is turn on the DC power supply and set the voltage to 10 volts. If you get 10.1 or 9.9, that's okay. It should just be close to 10. If you're not able to turn it up to 10 because you're getting this red light, then what you have to do is increase the current knob so that you can turn the voltage up to 10. Then what you're going to do is connect 1 banana wire into the positive port of the battery, connect that to an alligator clip, and clip that onto the resistor. Either end of the resistor works just fine. Then we're going to take the other alligator clip, connect that to a banana wire, and then leave the other end empty for now. Then we're going to take the last banana wire and connect it to the negative end of the DC power supply. Now for the first multimeter that you want to test, you're going to turn the knob to this milliamp setting. Then what you're going to do is plug the red into the input and the black into the COM port. What you're looking for when you do this is a multimeter reading of about 5 milliamps. 3.8 is too far away from 5 milliamps, so we know that the fuse on this multimeter has blown. So we'll set this aside and this one is blown. Then we'll do the next. Set it to milliamps, then plug it in. 3.69, so this one is also blown. Then the next. 5.03, so this multimeter is good. No fuses are blown. This multimeter reads 3.59, so the fuse is blown. This multimeter reads 5.08, so the multimeter is okay. This multimeter reads 5.03, so the fuse is not blown. And that is how you check which multimeters fuses work and which multimeter fuses do not work. So these 3 are good, and I will place them back into the box. For the bad multimeters, if you do not have the time to change them, at least label them 500 milliamp fuse blown, and put that right on the top here. So if you do not have time to change the fuses, at least label the blown fuses. In this video, I will only be changing 1 multimeter, so I labeled the other 2 as blown for now. Now, to change the fuse on this multimeter, the first thing you're going to do is take off the red cover and make sure the multimeter is turned off. Now that I've taken off the red cover, as we turn it around, we see that there are no screws in the multimeter. We need these 6 screws out. This 7th screw in the middle should stay in. Because the 6 screws are already out, I will just open it up. Here on the inside, labeled in white, you can see this fuse on the left is the 500 milliamp fuse, the one that we just tested. This fuse on the right is the 10 amp fuse. The 10 amp fuse we do not use in this class and should not blow. Even if blown, we do not need to replace it since we are not using it in this class. The 500 milliamp fuse here is the one that needs to be replaced and is the one that we just tested. You're going to take out this fuse and replace it with one of the new fuses. Make sure the new fuse is labeled 500 milliamp 600 volt fuse. I take it out of the bag. I place it in where I just took the other one out. Be careful not to rip off these wires while you're doing this. And then you can close the multimeter back up. And now we will test it again. So I have my DC power supply set to 10 volts. I'll turn the multimeter on to milliamps. I'll plug in the red port to the input and the black port to the COM, and measures 5.05 milliamps. So this multimeter fuse is now fixed. After you turn off the multimeter, put it back into the red case, then it's good as new. In the event that you go to change the fuse of a multimeter and the screws are still in, here's what we will do. If you go to change the fuse of the multimeter and the screws are still in, then you'll just have to unscrew the multimeter using these screws. After removing all the screws from the multimeter, place them into the bag labeled multimeter fuse screws. Now we can open up the multimeter and change the fuse just as we did before. After changing all the fuses or labeling the multimeters with a blown fuse, you turn off the DC power supply, unplug everything, and then you will return all items to where they originally came from. Simply throw away the old fuse to dispose of it. Now we put everything back to where they came from, and we are done for the day.